Let's talk about investment properties. With housing prices getting steeper, considering a home with income potential you can live in could be wise. As well, buying a rental property as an investment can be profitable, provided you've researched the market and keep the property in good shape. If you're feeling uneasy about this decision, here are 3 questions to ask yourself to help determine if an investment property is worth it to you. Do the numbers add up? Basically look at, can you afford it and does it make you money? First, can you afford it? Mortgage lenders welcome income properties as long as the units are legal and permitted. Your lender will hire an independent appraiser to view your property before approving new financing and discharging mortgage obligations you already have. After that initial inspection, you'll be on your own to rent and maintain it. So make sure you get pre-approved. Now, does it make you money? To figure that out, you could use the 2% rule. Basically, it's a guideline for calculating the rent-price ratio when buying rental property. Let's say you plan to buy a rental property for $950,000 with 20% down. That gives you a mortgage of $760,000 and monthly payments of $4,244 for 25 years at the current interest rates. Following the 2% rule, you need monthly rental income of 2% of the purchase price, which is $19,000. That being said, in cities with high housing prices and high rental demand, the 2% rule is difficult to apply. You may be operating at a 1% rule or even less and still turning a profit. It really boils down to what your budget is and what your financial goals are with the property. Are there updates required? Buying rental property that's outdated can create its own hazards. Older homes often have outdated wiring, plumbing, insulation, but updates to the Ontario Building Code could make renovating a heritage home more costly than it first appears. Windows, ceilings, and staircases have height requirements, and fire prevention with sprinklers or smoke alarms is mandatory under the Ontario Fire Code. Some spaces are also too awkward to be desirable, so making small changes like enlarging bedroom closets or swapping out a pedestal sink for a vanity can make an outdated rental suite more desirable. Expect to spend thousands on structural changes if a basement lacks an outside entrance or windows that can be used as a fire exit. Prevent unforeseeable grief by getting estimates from reputable contractors, knowing your limits, and keeping a generous reserve fund. Talk to your municipality, an architect, an engineer, or a qualified residential designer about any changes you plan to make before buying rental property. They can advise you on getting a building permit and what to expect time-wise and for your budget. Is this your principal residence or income property only? If you plan to live in a 2 to 4 unit rental home as your primary residence, the required down payment could be as low as 5%. Your eligibility will be based on 50 to 100% of gross rental income you collect and your gross annual income from other sources. If you won't be living there, expect to put 20% down for a CMHC insured income property mortgage for a 2 to 4 unit rental. Your mortgage eligibility will most likely be based off 50% of the net rental income, gross rent minus operating expenses, and your gross annual income. The cost of your mortgage, property taxes, and heat will be included in the mortgage stress test. Income from rental units minus heating costs that tenants may pay, and other income from employment, pension, or investments count towards your eligibility. You must show you can meet the mortgage payments at the interest rate your lender offers plus 2%, or a total of 5.25%, whichever is higher. Before you sign any agreement of purchase and sale for an income property or renovations, show it to one of our real estate lawyers in Ontario. We can review your agreement's terms and conditions for errors, omissions, and clauses that could trip you up legally later on. Go to axsslaw.com to learn more.